Right, today I'm going to be installing a timing belt kit for a Fiat Multipla. So you get the timing belt here. This is the tension pulley. There's another idler pulley and the water pump. And this is the serpentine belt for the air conditioning. Right, first task is to remove this cover here. So there's one bolt there, there's another one at the back there, a little popper over here, and there's another screw that's right up inside here to get to. You need an extension bar for that one. Now we can see the serpentine belt here. And the next task is to remove this top cover with 4 screws and this timing belt cover down here. Yeah, I think it's actually going to be easy if I take the serpentine belt off next, so that'll be my next job. Okay, so to get the serpentine belt off, first of all you've got to get a 15mm socket on a wrench like this, and then you turn it anti-clockwise to detension the belt. Then you can pull the belt off, but you need 2 hands, so I'm going to have to let this go. Oh, I should now be able to remove the timing belt cover, but I'm also going to get this this engine mounting out of the way. I'm going to have to remove all of this. Otherwise it's going to be a problem. Okay, this is the engine mounting. Fairly straightforward to get out. Apart from this one, this screw needs a special spline adapter. It's an RM12, and this one needs an RM7 spline adapter to get this screw out as well. So get a set like this and you'll be set up. Right, next thing is to remove this pulley, and they've got these special screws here that take an RM9 adapter, and the trouble is when you try and undo them, the engine turns over. So all you do is you put it into top gear, get someone to stand on the brake pedal, and that will lock the engine while you can untighten them. Next job is to remove this idler pulley here. Okay, here we can see the camshaft timing pulley. You see the timing marks there and there that I've aligned. It's important to get the correct timing between the camshaft pulley and the crankshaft, otherwise you can damage the engine. And here you can see there's a mark, and I made a corresponding mark here. I can say, so that's in the time position these should line up. But there's another way you can do it as well. Look at the timing belt. It's got direction arrows, and there are 2 marks on the belt. One here and then further down the belt there's one here. So if you put the belt on, take into account the direction arrows, because the engine turns in a clockwise direction, you line the first mark up here with the timing pulley, and the other mark that should line up with the crankshaft pulley. So if you get that right, you don't move anything, you should be okay. So the next job is to detension the belt, so we'll release this tension pulley here. Right, timing belt's off, and I've just replaced this idler pulley here. And this is the tensioner device, and it's got a spring-loaded adjusting. It's like an eccentric adjuster. It's, okay. And when you replace the new adjuster, you must make sure that the fork there engages with the little dowel pin that's see down in the engine there. So that little dowel pin there, it's got to engage in the fork. Right, belt's on, and you see the timing marks are aligned. So you've got the mark on the casing, then the mark on the belt, and the mark at the bottom of this tooth groove. And they're all in line, so that's okay. Now on the crankshaft, there's another line there you can see on the belt that aligns with the timing mark, and a little tip, I've just wedged the little tool in there just to hold the belt in place, because you don't want it to jump out of its tooth while we're finishing off. Right, the next part's quite tricky. This is where we adjust the automatic tensioner. So there's a nut that's on here. And what I tend to do is slightly tighten the nut, and then you have to get in here with a couple of screwdrivers and try and lever this back. And as you do that, this pointer here gradually works its way around until it's lined up with the hole. And I find it's quite tricky to do this, but I've got it fairly close to that. When it's over the hole, that's when you tighten up the nut. The pointer might move a little bit, but that's okay. But yeah, it's a bit of a fiddly job, that one. Now, there's one thing to remember when you're putting the pulley back on, this multi-V pulley, and that goes on the crankshaft. Make sure that the hole there lines up with the little peg on the crankshaft. Right, well, hope you enjoyed watching the video, and maybe it was helpful to help you replace the timing belt on your Multipla. There was a couple of things. I said I was going to replace the water pump. In actual fact, I decided to leave the old one in because the bearings were still smooth, and I had a problem getting the other one out last time because one of the counter sunk screws, the head was starting to round and I couldn't get the screw out. So that I'm running with the original pump. And the other thing is the serpentine belt tensioner. That's quite difficult when you're trying to fit the new belt. It's probably best if you can rotate the tensioner with a ratchet, and then jam the ratchet with block of wood so it's its full extent. Otherwise it is very difficult to get the serpentine belt on, but you know, just a bit of perseverance and you can do it. Okay, thanks for listening. Bye.